Good evening everybody, welcome to Inside Line Racing and we are back. It is Season 6 and as you can see we are finally on to F1 2019 and, well, you might have noticed that I've moved tier again. This is the very first ever ILR8 stream, so I hope everyone's looking forward to it. This is certainly the place to be if you want some good racing and drama. Ignore ILR7, ignore ILR6, they're both great, but I've got to win on views, so we've got to have ILR8 winning everything. Anyway, yeah. I'm coming to it on white. Hopefully everything's working. I'm going to check that now. You know, just in case it isn't, because sometimes YouTube likes to muck about, but we'll see. Hopefully all is good. And if it is, perfect. I can get a stream link out. Because even though I have notifications for this, it doesn't let me see them, but we'll work with it. See what happens. If it works, it works. If it doesn't, it doesn't. But anyway, we're here to start the lap with Brad. He was the first one to come out of the pit lane, so it would make sense to watch him first. I believe he's still stood out there first. It should be soft to medium, primarily, for the top 10. Maybe outside that, they'll try maybe hard to soft or medium to soft. But apart from that, it should be perfectly fine. One-stop strategy, as usual here in Australia. It shouldn't be anything too difficult. But yeah, soft to medium or soft to hard. Expect that for the top 10. We've got regular corner cutting as well, by the way, for this tier. So this means the guys can push out like a little bit more on the track limits, and hopefully it'll help to improve their lap times, and we can get some nice close laps. We'll see who comes out with the best exploits. That could be your key to pole position today, but we'll wait and see what happens with all of this, as I'm still not finding a stream link. I mean, come on. I've got notifications on for this. I've got 3 viewers. I assume you're all here. I assume all's working. I've got it now. Okay, good. We've got Noel here. Hello, man. Nice to see you. Thank you for choosing this. There's a car off there, by the way, in the background, but we'll focus on that in a second, because we've got a lap to finish. 1 minute 24.1. We'll probably get beaten a little bit, but this was Straw Blonde. Obviously, we know him from last season. If you followed ILR7. He was in that same car, in fact, the Alfa Romeo. Of course, it used to be called a Cyber, but, you know, it's the same thing, right? So, yeah. Let's see how he does this season. I don't think he scored many points last season. I don't actually remember, but I know he was okay. I mean, I think he was a reserve, so never really got a full-time seat. And I'm going to check if he's a full-time driver now, just to be sure he is a full-time driver, so hopefully we get to see him a lot more this season. Anyway, we'll follow him around. As you can see, it's a full lobby. And, by the way, I hope you're all liking the new graphics. Obviously, with the new game, Codemasters decided, you know what, maybe it's a good idea to get the official F1 graphics in. And so that's exactly what they did, and Straw Blonde nearly stuck it in the wall there, but we'll continue. But yeah. Codemasters side, we're going to put the real F1 graphics in, make sure all works as Brad retires from the session. That could be that fast left right. Is that our first victim of that very infamous corner now? It's been a nightmare since the start of F1 2018, and well, it continues on to this game as well. But yeah, they've got the new graphics and all that, and it just helps everything look a lot nicer here. I'm quite liking the changes as Straw Blonde goes up to 7th on the mediums. Not bad for a banker lap. And yeah, hopefully everyone likes it as well. And that's really about it. They haven't really done much more with this, so you've got to work with that. But yeah. Here comes Dexter in the Scuderia Ferrari. Very beautiful car. P3 on the grid. And we've got a Racing Point going pole. A 1:22.1 now. We're getting at the better times. Expect pole position to be in a 21, potentially even a 20 if someone cuts enough corners, or just, you know, binds a lap together. We'll see. But yeah, I want to find someone who's on some softs. Remember, the soft tires are now red this year rather than yellow, which means the mediums are now yellow and the hards are now white, which isn't confusing in the slightest, is it? But Codemasters, once again, they've got nothing to do with that one for once, so we can't really blame them for it, which is a shame because I like bashing on Codemasters. Anyway, Issue with Brad retiring so early, by the way, because his time wasn't particularly fast. He's 8th already, and that's after one run. So we could end up seeing him fall right down to the back, and it's a 20-car field today. First time we've seen a full grid. I think we keep saying we've never seen a full 20-car grid finish a race in ILR before. Always someone has a little issue. So I'd love to see a full 20-car finish today. Be nice to see as Beesma gets disqualified. Oh dear, that's not a good return for him. He's gone down this season from ILR7 to ILR8, but I assume he's lost it to fast left right and tried to recover, but he's been disqualified from qualifying. He will start last on the grid. No higher than that. So that's a real shame for him. Let's see. Camo Babo survives it. Love that name. That's gonna be the new Lord Elephant. But yeah, it's a real shame to see that happen now. I don't think he did anything wrong there, Beesman. Yeah, he lost the car, presumably. Anyway, for all we know, he could have been driving the right way. Codemasters do have their way around having absolutely no idea what they're doing. Anyway, to the line, Camo Babo. Just about runs out of ERS. Or not, actually. That was well managed. P2. Nice. Williams there coming out of the pit lane. There he is. But I want to find someone who's on a new lap. Sorry, I got no ID. Goes P6. And I want to watch Jacko. He is unbelievably a championship contender this season. Apparently, according to his Twitter poll, people think he's the favourite. He's obviously in the Red Bull, which is the car that I'm in for ILR3 this season. So, I mean, it's a lovely car. I know that for sure. But is it fast enough for a championship? I'd say so. We know Jack has got plenty of experience. I think he's been here right from the start, you know, back in Season 1. Starting his, of course, his 6th season with the league. So it'd be great to see him go for a proper championship run. And, yeah, we'll see how he gets on, but certainly a favourite for many. Let's see what the chat is saying, because I haven't been looking at it. It's like a crime for me not looking at the chat. The loyal chats are always very nice. Let's see what they're saying. We've got a lot of Owens. Surprisingly, I don't see Lenny in here, so I'm very disappointed to not see Lenny in here. Ah, Jess has some interesting information. Now, I completely forgot about this. The tyres, I know they say soft, medium, hard, but they're actually the C2, C3 and C4 compounds. I believe C2 is the softest, that'll be the soft, then C3 mediums and C4 hards. Cheers out one, Jess. Didn't remember to do that. And Paul, what are you on about, bud? You are very quick on Australia, so don't even go on with that excuse. I think it is ILR4, he only has to race tonight. No, I can't believe it. Spent the whole way up on 2018 with Paul McGuinness, and I'm gonna have to spend a season without him. Or maybe half a season. Maybe he'll be that good at ILR4 he can come up with, or maybe I'll be that bad at ILR3 I'll go back down to him. Me and Paul have been separated now this season. It's a tragedy. Now, this is also a good time to start learning some names, because obviously when you do a new tier like I'm doing here, you'll get some familiar names, but you'll also get some names you've never heard of. And Zippadoodle, that's another candidate for nicest name. There's a lot of good names. We've got Monkey Meg as well. We've got the we've really got a masterclass here at Williams for gamer tags. But it is Estimats who is currently top from Pro, and Jacko, that is your top 3. And separated by quite a lot, but let's see if Zeppadoodle will get himself into that top 3 now. He has to get a 122 first, and does so. P2. So we're getting quicker, should be into the 21s in a not too distant future, I'd like to hope. I think Dexter just started a lap, so let's ride on board here. Yellows sector 1. Most of the time yellows aren't for anything serious, so I mean we've already lost 3 cars though, mind you, so I don't know. Paul McGuinness doesn't want to race. He'll make the barbecue for everybody. You could make it for like catering for everyone who retires. That's a good idea, actually. That. So Paul McGuinness is doing the catering for Crazy Fan Rob, Brad, and Bezema. But we've now just got under 7 minutes to go in qualifying. It always does fly by quite quickly here. And I'd say this is first race of the season stuff, so we're not really sure who's at the top of the pecking order yet. So this qualifying, it could actually be quite a bit shaken up for what we may see for the rest of the season. We don't really know yet, but we'll wait and see what happens. We'll wait and see. But anyway, we're watching Dexter heading to the end of his lap. He's 6/10 up at the moment, so looking to get himself into that top 3. And we'll see out of the final corner how close he gets to it. He's really low on the ERS, though. That might slow him right down on the main straight and cost him a little bit. He does, though, go P3. But you need to keep an eye on your ERS here. One, don't use it like a madman on your out lap, because it can cost you big time. Also, make sure you don't derate on the main straight. You need to save a tiny little bit in the middle sector or the last sector if you want to get to the line without burning out, or just use overtake the whole lap, which is what I tend to do. It tends to be the better option for me. But we'll see what these guys do. But I have noticed a couple of them running out of ERS and derating. Now Monkey Meg up by 7/10 of a second, going right up the grid with this one. Should get into the top 10 at least, and we'll see what that does. I mean, everyone should get at least 2 more flying laps in. You know, an out lap takes 1 minute and 30, 1 minute 40 or whatever, so you can probably get 2 of those in, and as long as you cross the line with, you know, 1 second remaining, you're fine to get 2 laps in. So it could be a little bit of a stretch for some people. We'll hopefully see everyone do 2 more laps. And to the line, Monkey Meg, P7 in the Williams. So they're currently 2 and 7 at the moment, not having a bad qualifying at all. Now here comes Matt on 2 ERS, so I guess that's the saving phase. Either that or he's maybe abandoning the lap and preparing to do a new one. I don't know, but we'll see. Maybe that's the tactic here. And he'll go back up for the main straight. But either way, he is currently top. We'll probably want to extend his gap. And to the line, can he get into the 21s? You bet he can. Up by the devil's number, 666. So that's the gap everyone has to catch, and it has to be said, Matt is flying so far. Brilliant. Now, let's see Shabs, actually. Let's watch Shabs on a lap in the yellow Renault. Love saying it like that. Don't know why, it's just nice. Currently 2 steps up, needs to find out another 1.5 seconds at least to find pole. I must say, I didn't expect pole to be this massive of a margin, and normally we see pole to the back being actually quite a small gap, but once again, with this being a smaller tier, it can create bigger gaps, I guess. Remember, I'm not doing ILR2 commenting this year. This is the only tier I'm going to commentate, because I'm racing ILR3, which is simultaneously, well, it's on at the same time as ILR2, so I can't do both, can I? So, yeah, this is the only time you get to see me this week, unless I get drafted in for ILR1 commentaries, if I'm needed. So, you might see me some more this season, but it should only be ILR8 on a regular schedule. So just to warn you all of that, I know you love seeing me. But anyway, yeah, Shabs derating across the line, that will cost some time, but it will be an improvement, but possibly invalid, or maybe just not enough. Now let's watch Jess out there. She is in the Toro Rosso. She was ILR7 last year as well in the Williams team, but this time having a trip out in the yeah, the car has just been on the podium in real life. Who would have thought Toro Rosso up there on the podium in real life can just translate that incredible performance from Daniel Kvyat into a real life ILR podium? We'll wait and see what happens. Currently behind her teammate by 0.2 of a second, so she'll be hoping to find some time there. And through sector 2, she isn't finding that just yet, but still a whole sector to go, plenty to be gained. I'm also seeing Baz on his right lap as well. I want to see how he does. Obviously Baza and Jacko, they were teammates in ILR7 last year. They seem pretty inseparable, so they could be the team to watch this season, just for the relationship alone. It's always good to have a good relationship with your teammate, I must say. Because I mean, in my early season now, I was just going through teammates. They all kept leaving. Anyway, Jess improves a little bit up to P15, but still behind her teammate. And here's Baza. Baza last season, if I recall, in ILR7, he went for quite ambitious strategy calls here. So or you know, just many races. He always seemed to be on the hardest compound and going deep into your race to then fly at the end. Not many people did it like he did in ILR7, so we'll see what his strategies are like this season. Hopefully most of them will involve starting in the top 10. We've got some yellow flags just ahead. Might just be for the car slowing down. Well, let's see how he gets on in the fast left right. Certainly quicker than a few others today, but we'll see how that translates. We've got 1 minute 25 to go in the qualifying session here for the very first ILR8 race, remember, new season. As tradition, we always get a new tier in because we always get more people signing up. It's great to see, by the way, more people signing up. Plenty of new faces here today, and it's good to see the league growing as quickly as it is. But anyway, Baza, hoping to be the top of the new tier, goes P2. So yeah, knew he'd have a little bit of pace, and hopefully he will stay up that high. And let's find someone who's on an improvement. Probe is on an improvement. Should get Dexter at least. P4 does indeed get Dexter. Camu Babo to the line as well. Where's he going to go in that McLaren? P5. And looks like Zeta Poodle's getting ready to start a lap. Looks like SD Matt is done. No more tyres, I guess, for the session, but he's in the pits, so that is his qualifying session over. So let's watch on board with Zeppadoodle as he starts his final qualifying lap. Gets it a bit wrong at turn 1. And we'll see how he continues the rest of the lap. I think this must be a second attempt, either that or reusing a set of tyres. But just want to see actually if anyone further through a lap. Might be more useful to see someone at the end of a lap and then go from there. Looks like Strawball is on a good one. 6/10 up at the moment, looking good for P7. Could even get P6 if he pushes hard enough. We'll wait and see how he does across the line. So SD Matt on pole at the moment. Remember, not out there. Decided to stay in the pits for the last runs. Will that cost him? Let's find out. Strawball to the line, looking to get a 121. Doesn't quite get there, but does go P2. Great final sector there in the Alfa Romeo. And yeah, let's go back to Zeppadoodle. Oh, in the wall. Let's not go to him. That's bad luck for him. He's in the wall then, out of his qualifying session. And he's currently P4. Let's see how far he falls. Hopefully he doesn't fall too far, but a mistake could be costly. There he is, pulling off to the side of the track. And that will probably be what the yellow's for. But watching Jacko, his teammate up in P3, he want to be right up there with him once again, as I say. Possibly jokingly, I don't know. But he is apparently the championship favourite. So you've got to count him. 20 viewers, vamos. And now out of the final corner, might get a little bit of slipstream with the car ahead. Could that propel into pole position? Short answer, definitely not. But P6, he'll take that, I'm sure. Moraz looks like he's on a lap, but certainly a slow run to the line. Anyway, with the lower ERS, that could cost positions. Teammate currently on pole, 1.6 seconds behind, but wants to improve a little bit here as he heads towards the line and doesn't improve. And that is it. That is qualifying. So SD Matt's on pole by 0.4 of a second. Who could have saw that one coming? And that's a 121.6. Sorry, Lickle says he can't see it. He must be comparing. Speaking of Lickle, you're doing ILR7, aren't you, Lickle? So hope that's going well for you. Hope you're enjoying it. And thanks for giving me the extra view, because obviously I'm very competitive and I want to see ILR8 win this week for the views competition, because obviously I make up the competitions here. I get very competitive, honestly. But yeah, it's interesting to see someone so far up the field already. And we've got Khalifa in the chat as well. Good to see him here. And yeah, let's go through the order. So it's Matt's on pole with a 121.6. Only person in the 121s today. Stroblon second from Baza. Zeppa Poodle lucky not to fall down too far after his crash at the end there. Propa is fifth with Jacko sixth. Kamababu, love the name but can't say it. 7th. Dexter 8th. Splinter 9th. Monkey Meg 10th. Sorry, I got no idea. 11th. Shabs 12th. And then Moraz, BG Lover, Rob, Jess, Brad, Speedwood. What is that? Daniel. And then whoever that was on last, Beesman, who got disqualified. And this is why I should be looking at the names before streams a little bit closer. Anyway, I believe it's going to be a dry race, so there should be no surprises here. And we will see if Matt can, well, put that qualifying pace into race pace and see if he can pull away. If he can't, then we could be in for an interesting race. If he can, however, pull away and win this one, I could see him moving up to ILR7 very, very, very quickly. Anyway, hopefully we have no lobby issues. I've seen twice on this game already, and it's no word of a lie, people sometimes have issues. There's always, the lobby will either crash at this point, or someone will just not ready up because they're breaking the lobby. So hopefully everyone gets this done well, and we can get a race start. We have formation lap on, by the way, I believe, so yeah, we'll go for that first. And it'll be a great opportunity for me to bring back helmet review. We all love that show, don't we? We'll go for the T-cam view because that's where we're going to see them probably for most often. So let's look at the tyres before we go into messing about. Soft for everyone apart from Glover in 14th. Speedwood and I hate that name. To Daniel. I can't just call you 2. Is it easier to call you 2? Anyway, 2 and Speedwood, they're on hards, and Glover is on mediums. So, yeah. Anyway, I always like to do this at the start of the season, just because it's nice to see what people's helmet designs are like. This one works well with the racing points. I like it quite a lot. This one works rather well with the race, with the Alpha as well. It seems a lot of people actually decide to base their helmets on the team. Baza hasn't, but it's a very nice helmet, so I'm going to give that 10 out of 10 anyway. And Zeppadoodle, nice enough helmet. It's good to have recognisable helmets. If anyone remembers, White had a great helmet last year. I almost thought about copying it for this season, but thought that might have been a bad idea. We've got a red helmet in a red Ferrari. I mean, that's the way it should be, really, isn't it? And that helmet seems to fit quite well with the livery as well. Like I say, a lot of people seem to do well with these helmets this year. We've got a blue helmet for the blue car. Good stuff. We've got also a bollard missing, but then again, it's a decent helmet design as well for all these guys. So, yeah. It might be the most pointless feature I've ever created, but I just like creative helmet designs, honestly. And Brad's got a nice one, although he has been disqualified, as has Speedwood. Both of them with green helmets. It's green helmet, bad luck. Hope not. That's what a weird name. 2. I'm gonna have to call you 2 until I figure out what your name actually is. I do apologise. And Beesma at the back. Also got a rather nice helmet design, and I didn't really review the helmets much, but let's just say there's plenty of nice ones. I'd say Baz is my helmet because you don't actually see that type of combination often with that type of helmet design. It looks really nice, suits the car as well. So, Beesma is going to be the last man across the line, and after all my ramblings, it is time to kick off ILR Season 6 here on the PS4 side. ILR8 is going to get its very first run out, and we will see if there's any carnage. Fingers crossed there isn't, and hopefully we'll get some lights in a minute, people. Would be useful if we got some lights, wouldn't it? We've got some green flags waving. This, I guess, is also another point where it can go wrong, but luckily we have some lights now. 5 lights ahead of the drivers. And it's lights out and away we go. It's been a car nearly left on the grid there. We've got some jump starts as well, but it looks like it's all good for Matt. And Baza as well on the inside. We've got a very near collision there for Strawblum, but luckily keeps it on the island. It looks like everyone's got away well. And as I say that, there's been an accident. Beesma has been spun round, and it looks like a few more people are losing spaces, but it looks like only one car in some major trouble. And Jacko there in the middle of a bit of a sandwich there. Lots of cars seemingly all going for the same piece of real estate, and Camu Babo hitting the Red Bull driver and spinning off the track. Well, I say off the track. Most of it's on the track, actually. In any common sense, that would be a safety car, but of course there's no common sense. It's F1, so luckily no safety car for everyone else to worry about. And it looks like Jacko trying to get up towards his teammate, trying to get by Zeppadoodle for a start, and Baza up into P2. Strawblom making a mistake there. And how big is Esteban's lead? It's quite big, it has to be said. And hopefully he doesn't pull away too much. Jack, get him up a tier, please. And looks like Baza's not made a mistake. We're going to go side by side up towards the start of Sector 3 there. So already some good battles at the start of this one, and I think we've got a crash here. Brad has taken out, I think, who's that, Glover? So that's not gone too well. I reckon they've both either lost at the exact same place at the exact same way at the exact same time, or it's been a collision of some sorts. But it is Brad out of this race, and Glover in some serious trouble. So that is 2 cars in the wall on that one. You hate to see it, especially so early onto the season, and it looks like we've got a bit of lag going here as well, so hopefully that doesn't cause any collisions. Certainly seemed to be a little bit of lag at the start that could have caused the jump start by whoever it was that jumped there. I didn't actually see, to be honest, but it is 3 seconds the lead out front already for Matt, who's absolutely running away with this race already. And unless he puts it in the wall, I think even if he does put it in the wall, you've got to consider ILR7 there as Propa gets past Jacko. He went a bit wide. Now let's see what everyone's going to be doing in the pits. I think everybody's going to go into the hard compound tyres here after the chaos on that one. Is probably going to try and go to the end. I guess it's the only sort of viable option. But we'll see how everyone does. We'll keep an eye on these lot. And looks like Jacko has got back past Propa. A little bit of a train starting up here actually, behind the Red Bull driver. Probably not in a comfortable position to be in, but hopefully we're all going to survive this. Oh, I say that, there's contact, and that's a really dangerous place to get contact, and there's a car on the wall. It is Zeppadoodle, but luckily he slowed the car right down before he hit that wall. Did a lot less damage than he could have done. And Propa on the outside of Dexter, he was trying to have a go at the inside, but luckily no collisions there either. And wide then goes Propa straight after it. And they're trying to go free abreast there. They were considering it, but yeah, we've got some really close and a lot of wheel binding contact and all sorts is going on here. But we've got a big long DRS train for this lap, I reckon. We're going to see a lot more moves. But let's see if Monkey Meg can catch on Probe. I think he may have just had a poor-ish turn 1, so they're all sort of starting to separate a bit. Morat's into the pit lane now, onto used softs. Or maybe it was him who had the drive-through, possibly. Beesma up into 11th now, so after starting last, all of the chaos has brought on quite a way up the field, and I don't know what has put Camber Baba out of the race, but it could well be a trip into that wall on the exit of turn 12. Now, looks like Jack has got caught up in the grass again, and Dexter's got a really nice run here. You want to be careful though. We've already seen contact into this corner, and we've already seen accidents on the exit. Let's just all keep it nice and calm here as Jacko pulls away, because Dexter had a really poor line, and here comes Pro Opal on the inside. Remember, DRS is now enabled on this lap. That might just keep Dexter ahead for now as Pro hesitates on the inside and doesn't go for the move. Monkey Meg watching in the background, because Probe is really all over the show, trying to find a way through, getting onto the gravel, and into the back. That's front wing damage potentially for Probe and for Monkey Meg, so a bit of clumsy driving there, and into the pits goes the Williams driver straight away. And can Probe get by? Is there any front wing damage on that Haas? It's difficult to see now this year. I mean, last year you could see a bit because of the front wing end plates, but it looks like all is good on that front wing on the outside. None of the end fences have fallen off yet. I think that's Carriage screaming my name metaphorically in the comments there, so hello to him. We've got a lot of Jess supporters right now. I'm sure they'll be absolutely losing their minds. She's up in P8. It'll be an ILR best if she can finish there. I think her best is, 9th. If I can remember. I think she might have got it in Italy. So hopefully she can improve that best ever performance and have a good day today. But currently in P5, it looks like Dexter on the outside of Jacko trying to have another go on the Red Bull driver. And they're really, well, they're going sicko mode in a minute. But I'm kind of worried what's going to happen later on in the race as well. When, that's in the wall, and Propa went for such an ambitious move there and becomes one of the many to go into Narnia today. But that one isn't particularly a wall, so I'll count that as a proper Narnia experience. It's never Narnia if there isn't a wall to hit, you know what I mean? But anyway, that's going to be in the pits, I'd imagine. And more yellows, that'll just be for him, won't it? I think we're all alive, so yeah, must have just been Propa who caused that yellow in the grass. I've seen a few people wondering about the ERS, wondering why it's so low. It is very difficult to manage it this year. Running medium the whole race will not work. It will go down still about 10% a lap if you're on medium. So what I recommend, and it differs between people, but what I do anyway is I'd go into zero maybe for a full lap and put it up to high fuel, and that would sort of save it all up again, and it wouldn't lose you too much time. You could also run zero in sectors 1 and 3 and just run medium less a lot. It's difficult to save it, definitely. I mean, if you're going to use overtake, use it very sparingly. So if you're only going to use the ERS to overtake if you feel you've got an actual chance, especially on this track. It may be easier on other tracks, but I mean, I've done so much sweat on this track that I would assume it's different, I guess, for other tracks. I only know this one perfectly because I've sweated it quite a lot for ILR3. Anyway, looks like Biesma is going to pass Jess now. DRS up to, oh, contact! And that was really clumsy. Front wing flying off the Ferrari on both sides of the end plate there. I don't really know what to blame on that one. It feels that Biesma may have lost the car a bit, but so did Jess. They both seem to struggle a bit. Hopefully no damage for either of them. No massive damage, but it certainly looks like Biesma's in real trouble. I think both end plates came off. So Jess will continue. I don't think we have any damage. So luckily she's alive there. And Jacko, that is super early. Is that going to get to the end? I wonder if he's going to find himself on another set of softs at the end. If you're going to go soft to medium, you wouldn't be pitting on like lap 10 or 11. If you're pitting on lap 5, you're going to go on hards, not the mediums. That's oh, I wonder if he's made a mistake there in strategy. Biesma, well, he should have went on hards as well. Can people make these tires last as long as they think they can? I guess we'll find out, but I think it's going to be very hairy, that situation. Zetapool, fastest lap. We'll give him the extra point though, because he is down to 17th. If you're in the top 10, you set fastest lap, you get the point. Anyone else sets the fastest lap outside the top 10, then no one gets the point. It's pretty much the best way I can describe it, that. But yeah, I thought we were going to see Sergeant Splinter make the overtake there on Shabs, but not at the moment on these soft tires. But like I say, if you're going to be going into the pit lane on these softs now, it would have to be for hards, and if you're not stopping for hards, then you're in trouble. Maybe a 2-stop could work, but especially from my own personal experience, you're going to want to be on the hards if you're pitting this early and just going to the end. A 2-stop isn't worth it. Australia, you cannot pass that many cars. I mean, Jack, to be fair, has only come out 9th though, so I guess he'll only come out there again later on a 2-stop, but it's difficult to pass. So on a new set of tires, you can't thread your way through the field as quickly as you could on, say, Bahrain. And that's why I think a 2-stop doesn't work. So we'll see if anyone can go to lap 10 on these tires. And that is Glover in the wall. Second trip into that wall today. The Toro Ross has been getting in the wars at this part of the track quite a lot today, haven't they? But looks like Shabs has been in the wars as well, pitting. I guess front wing broken. Is it hard to the end? Nope. Okay. Maybe my strategies are all wrong. I don't know. Let's see. Will Matt pit? Let's find out. He keeps it going. Like I say, my opinion, take the softs 10 or 11 laps, pit for mediums, you're sorted. But I guess not many more people follow my logic. Let's see if Jacko can get past Moras. Must be said, he's on for a flyer of a lap here, so yeah, I guess if he keeps this up on his next stop as well, he could make it work. But if he does that for all his moves, maybe it will work. So keep an eye on Jacko today, because he's certainly got an interesting strategy on. And the yellows, that is for Monkey Meg. Oh, up in the air onto 2 wheels as Monkey Meg gets launched out of the race. And that's what happens when this game doesn't ghost the cars. Speedwood, I guess he had nowhere to go and went right into the back of Monkey Meg. Had been in the wall at turn 12. So yeah, luckily not significant. Well, I guess there is significant damage, isn't there? The end fence on the left is gone. I guess that might lose a lot of downforce, but a really unfortunate crash there, as Moras had a go, I think, on Jacko, but didn't quite get by. So yeah, Monkey Meg going airborne out of this race as Speedwood crashes into the back when really having nowhere to go. And no ghosting. Nice one, Codemasters. Anyway, for all of you who are looking for a close race, Matt is ruining it for you because he's 8 seconds clear. I mean, I'd certainly say that he's been put into the wrong tier, but oh well, maybe he'll get the strategy wrong. Maybe that'll be what keeps him in the tier. Let's see. I guess with this sort of pit lap, it has to be hards, and I'm seeing all sorts of yellows. I'm gonna check what's going on. It's Jess in the wall. Oh man, she's gone off at turn 12 and she's gone off way earlier than others. Has she actually gone through the grass at turn 11 and ended up in the wall? Or has her wheel died because she isn't really moving? I wonder if her wheel has... I think she's on a wheel. But whatever's gone wrong there, Jess is out of this race and she's been disqualified for not moving from a dangerous position. So whatever's gone wrong has really gone wrong. So Jess out of the race. Ah, what a shame. And yeah, Jess saying her wheel decalibrated in the chat, so that's exactly what I suspected. The wheel has had an issue. So yeah, Jess been taken out. Basically the F1 game's version of unreliability there. What a shame. Anyway, Beastman's he's been in the wars today, hasn't he? He's having a go now on Pro Opu, who's also been in the wars. We had a lot of people who've been in the wars today. We've had about half the field affected and it's only lap 9. I sort of worry how many people are going to get to the end of this one, but let's see. Beastman really close to Pro Opu, but great defence, it has to be said, actually, from the Haas driver to stay in the middle of the track. No way through for the Scuderia Ferrari, but then it's a way through. So I was wrong. He got through. Anyway, Stroblant and Matt have been in the pits during all of this, and they are on the hard compound going to the end. Now, Crazy Flying Rob and Dexter to the pits. And by the way, that is Matt passing them before they even enter the pits. That's how dominant so far he is. What colour? White for hards. Oh, mediums. Lap 9 stop. That could work out. Crazy Fan Rob had to let Dexter go though in the Ferrari, but right then, this should be interesting. Let's see if this gets to the end of the race. This one's more viable than Beesma's one, for example, or definitely Jacko's. But we'll see. We'll see how it works out. Crazy Fan Rob, will he lose that place to... Sorry, I got no ID. Might well lose that spot because it's the colder tyres. And down the inside goes the Mercedes. This is ruining Crazy Fan Rob's race a bit here because he's going to have to sit behind and try and get by in sort of a fair way, but also, you know, 5 seconds now behind the guy that he was right on in the pit lane. And yeah, once again, Jess confirming in chat that it was the wheel that disconnected. And as I say, that is the F1 game's version of unreliability. What a shame though. It was a good performance today, and where are we up to? What, 7th? So, take it and I guess come back for the next one. Certainly better pace than last season though, so definitely positive to take. But here is Baza into the pits and looking all good there. I think only Moras is yet to pit in the field, so let's watch as he comes into the pits. Looks like he's going very slowly, so he'll be heading towards the pit lane, I imagine. There goes Stroblant. Will his teammate get him? No. I don't really know what Jacko's doing here, but can Jacko do the impossible and get these to the end? I'm surprised Baza didn't actually go onto hards, or onto mediums, sorry. I guess my strategies aren't as good as theirs or something, but yeah. Right, I think this is the tyres to the end, apart from to Daniel and Moras, who didn't actually pit. I guess still has some pace. Maybe he was just struggling in the last sector because only 2/10 off his best. He's like the only one who's doing what I expected to do on the tyres. I'd assume he's going on to mediums later on, and we can see a bit of a charge later on the quicker tyre. And we got a freeway battle, by the way. Now, because of Crazy Fan Rob trying to get by, sorry I got no ID. It took a while. You know, half a lap is quite a long time when you're trying to catch up, but he's ahead now. And there's a Ferrari of Biesma as well, catching up onto all this. But there's going to be a lot of people on the two-stop as Biesma lost that very early into the corner. Luckily, though, saved it. Right. Moras, are you going to go on to mediums and prove my strategy is a genius? Let's see. I think the pit limiter is 37 miles an hour though, so I have no idea why it's going 38, but anyway, they are yellow. Oops, awkward that. They're yellow tyres, hit the home button by accident. But we're back now. Apologies for that. Yes, it is the yellow medium, so I think he's literally the only person who went and did the strategy I recommended, which was pit on lap 11 or 10 and go on to mediums. I think we've had an issue there for the Haas of 2 Daniel. And once again, really sorry for butchering your name, but you've been off the track, so I can bully you. And we've got Carriage in there who's saying soft to medium, soft to hard is the way to go. Well, he's wondering that. Do you not agree as well? Does no one agree with my strategy genius? Anyway, here comes Biesma on the inside of, sorry, I got no ID. I think Splinter's got the 2 of them as well. So, yeah. Well, he was ahead of Crazy Fan Rob for a bit. Sorry, I got no ID, but, oh well, he's fallen a bit down now. Jacko is, I think, captaining his teammate a bit now. He sort of has to as well, because the strategy is going down the drain. We've got Julian in the chat wondering what happened to Jess. Heard Whale disconnected, which is extremely unfortunate. I think she was up in 7th or 8th place. So it was all going rather well and all happy and rosy and all, but the game had decided to hit her with some unreliability and ruin her day, because that's what Codemasters do to people. And, well, Splinter now, I guess, onto mediums. Well, we'll see what happens. I mean, you assume so. Set of Poodle as well. This will be the second round of stops because a lot of people had damage at the start and will have to pit as a result. I think Crazy Fan Rob's just got by 2 down. Oh, at least they were close to each other. 2 people on hards. You know, give the mediums some love here. We'll expect to see Proba in the pits as well. We'll see 2 down in the pits. Possibly Biesma and Jacko. And we'll see BG, we'll see B Glover or BG Lover, I don't know. But loads of people here have to pit again. But this man, driving probably at the same pace as ILR7. You know, I've got nothing against you, but you're so quick. Get out. Anyway, unless, like I say, something goes wrong, it looks like a pretty easy win for SD Mats. Oh well, can't do anything about it really. You shouldn't complain though. And it looks like 2 Donald just letting Biesma get the overtake done. No point fighting on 12 lap old hards, except there is, because they'll both be in the pit lane again. Any close battles out there? Not at the moment. And we've got 2 Donald there, but I don't think he can fight too much. He's struggling a lot now at the moment. And I must say, we're seeing a lot of love for Jess in the chat there. It's good to see, but we've got to give some love to the other people who retired. And for those who missed it, Monkey Meg went off at the fast left right, and LR Speedwood sent him, or her, I don't know, up into the air. Sent Monkey Meg flying through the air. Because the game didn't ghost, so you gotta give him some love as well. He's in the back of an ambulance on the way to the hospital. Because, yeah, flying through the air isn't a good idea in an F1 car. Especially in a Williams, which isn't very competently built in the first place. Camu Babu also went off there, as did Brad. I think every single person who's retired has met their end at that fast left right. We got Future saying, Hello, Northern Irish boy, Owen. Hello, future. Nice to see you. Well, do you know what? I want to ride for a lap with Matt because he's just so quick. Let's see how he does it then. See exactly what's going on. Julian certainly showing a bit of a bias to Jess. Jess over anyone in ILR8. Well, this guy I'd say is probably better. Then again, you could argue he shouldn't be in this tier as well. I wonder if we're going to see a Tom style situation. Back in season 2, back in the good old days, as some people may want to call it, of ILR3 being the lowest tier. Me and Tom, we both entered at the same time, and Tom absolutely dominated Australia, just how Matt is doing it here. And he went from ILR3 to ILR2 in one race. He only ever did one ILR3 race in his whole life. And I wonder if we're going to see Matt have the same situation except for ILR8. No, we got the yellow flags. What's happened? I don't know. I think BG Lover has been off the track. Or B Glover. Oh, what's his name? I don't know. But he's been off, I think. He's fallen to last now. I think he made a mistake. I don't know. Is that a Poodle getting to the back of a Pro Open now, who's just been to the pit lane? I think everyone now, yeah, except a few. Well, I'm not going to say everyone except a few more because there's loads more to pit. I think the more confusing thing here isn't the race result. It looks almost set in stone now, the race result, unless you get any penalties, which is extremely unlikely on regular corner cutting. It looks all pretty simple now for these guys to get to the end. It's just who else has to pit. That's the more irritating thing. Because I'd say let's just go for these guys and let me tell you who I think should pit. I think Jacko should pit. Again, if he gets to the end, I'm going to give him a medal and give him my ILR3 seat. I can't see him getting there with any relative pace. But then again, he loses 13 seconds. He can probably get away with that. So I guess we'll see. Beesma on the same boat as Jacko. I'd be so surprised if he can get to the end on those tyres. I'm very impressed. Of course, Danny hasn't pitted yet, so we'll have to see him in at some point. Except Doodle gets by Peropa, who has been off to Narnia by the looks of it. And let's see who else has to pit. I say Beetle. Oh, that could be everyone. That could be everyone. I mean, Julian's saying that he'll be on 90% at the end of the race. That's my worry. Will they actually be still, you know, inflated with air on 90? Will they blow up as a... Sorry, I got no ID. It gets the donut started already. You're a few months too early for that one. And in the wrong continent. Yeah, funny joke. But, yeah. I just don't know. I'm so interested to see how this works as Baseman gets past Chris and Rob. If they get to the end, they will be, as Julian says, in the 90s. Will they still work? And one of these guys can't tire save. One of these guys doing 5% a lap to them. You want to be doing ideally 3 to 4% a lap. But if you're doing 5% a lap, which these guys could be doing, maybe on the ragged edge, maybe not tire saving as much. Can you see where I'm coming from, chat? Like, ugh, difficult situation to be in, I reckon, for these guys, and the hard compound tires will very quickly start to become much quicker. I would only be prepared to do 18, 19 laps on these. Jacko's going to do 24. How? Sorry, I got no IDs out of the race, but I wonder if it's down to fast left right. Let's find out. But how is he meant to do that many laps on a tyre? I don't know. And it is at the fast left right. I guess we'll just have to wait and see what they do. Is Bada catching Straw Blonde? I don't know if I'm seeing that gap go down. Gap, I think, certainly going up to his teammate though, so he's pulling away rather well there. But yeah, sadly the whole field seems to be separating out a bit now. I want to ride on board with Jacko, watch a lap with him, see how he's doing with the tyres. He could obviously pit, say, on lap 20, 21 and take some softs to the end and go sicko mode. He's a second down on his fastest lap. That's not great consistency. But he does look to be sort of starting to conserve the tyres a bit. He's not really pushing as much as he could do. So I don't know what to think about this. I don't know what he's doing. Crazy Flying Rob has got a 5-second time penalty for speed in the pit lane, so he's pitted after presumably some damage and soft tyres on his Renault. Okay, we'll see on that one. Jess is very happy to see that Strawblonde is up into 2nd place. And, well, can I call him the fastest ILR8 driver here and then just say that Max is going to be off the ILR7 next time? Because it looks like that. It looks like Jacko is trying to save tyres, but it's just a question of whether it'll be enough. If you're in the chat, do feel free to interact, by the way. Do let me know what you think about the strategy. Let me know what you're thinking about Jacko and Biesma's strategy. Because, I mean, if Biesma can... If he can keep this up, he'll be on for one of his best ever races here. Because he's come right from the very back of the grid. And Jacko does pit, so it should be for softs. Okay. No, it's mediums. He's got a penalty to take. Mediums? Oh, I'm baffled. I'm baffled. Okay, Jacko. I'm gonna have to give you some lessons in strategy. It's meant to be these guys that are screwing it up. As you can see, by the way, Biesma is ahead of his teammate now. What's Biesma gonna do on the strategy then? And Jacko, where's he gonna come out? He's gonna be coming out 3 wide into turn 1. Jacko, 2 down, he had to avoid all that. But Jacko wants to get by Moras as quickly as possible. His watch moves more than once to pick on the straight there. Jacko might be a bit peeved off at that, but he does get by. And Pro possesses the fast lap of the race, and he will get an extra point for that if he keeps it in the top 10 and if no one else beats his lap. As Mats is now 15 seconds clear nearly, unbelievable. But now we have to see some bangers here from Jacko to try and get back up to that P4, if not a podium spot. 10 laps to do it. Let's see what he's got. But let's see what Biesma's also got in store in terms of the strategy. Yellows. Thought I saw a car spinning there ahead, but it wasn't. It is Shabs into the wall, and he needs to engage reverse. There it is, reverse gear, and well, out of the wall, heavily damaged, unfortunately. Anyway, yeah. Huh. I want to watch this moment where Mats asserts his dominance and hits 15 seconds clear. He'll probably do it for here. Like, it must be corners like this where he's just so quiet. I don't get it. He's almost lapping that car, is that? He may have already lapped some. I think he's already lapped a few. It's just extraordinary. He has lapped 2 cars. And we got yellows. Trying to find who it is. I can't though. It might be Shabs. Almost certainly Shabs. Let's watch a lap with Jacko. Let's see if he's on for the fastest lap at least. By the way, to Daniel, fastest lap incoming, I'd imagine, for him on the softs. And Biesma is gone. Biesma is out of the race. So Biesma at the fast left right becomes the latest victim of that wall, and that's a shocking blow for him. He was having a brilliant race from the back of the grid. P20, he was on for top 5, maybe even top 4, even a podium, but he's hit the wall and is out of the Australian Grand Prix, and we're down now to 14 drivers. And Jacko will look at that and think, phew, thank God for that. Because, yeah, Biesma could have been a real rival to him later on when he inevitably pitted again. And Jacko doesn't set the fastest lap, in fact, he's nowhere near it. But he is pushing now to try and catch Dexter. It looks like Seppadoodle has been overtaken by Daniel. And this P10 now is a points paying position in more ways than one. If he gets the fastest lap on these tyres, then he's going to get 2 World Championship points. So let's ride on board, although he's about to be lapped. He's about to be lapped. There's the race leader closing in on him. So, we'll wait and see. But I hope he can get the lap in. But yeah, what a shock there for Beesma. He got disqualified in qualifying for spinning off at that same corner and trying to recover. But driving backwards and having to spin round. It just didn't go well for him. And now he's done it in the race. And he was on for sort of a driver of the day style performance. Yellow flags, but nothing really wrong out there. And looks like Speedwood is now on those tyres, as is Doodle. A lot of people whipping on those soft tyres now. Interesting. We've only got nearly half the field on that tyre. So a lot of people fancying the two-stop. Obviously, a lot of those people had issues earlier on, which would have meant they had to pit and do a two-stop. But still, didn't expect this for round one. Yellows. Is it? Well, I could have actually been for the leader there. I don't know why I wasn't looking at him, but yeah, I keep seeing a yellow there. I wonder why that is, because there's no particular reason for it. And well, as Jess is saying, Esty is just flying, and yeah, maybe not right for this tier, as 2 down doesn't set the fastest lap. Who has got the fastest lap? Propa has got fastest lap by 4/10 over 2 down's fastest attempt there. And that'll mean he will be scoring 5 points as it stands. 4 for P8 and 1 for fastest lap since he's in the top 10. And just looking at these laps to the leader, I mean, or the gaps to the leader, I mean, massive gaps. I think a lot of places for people to improve after round one, but yeah, gaps are huge, I would say, for start of the season. You don't normally expect them to be that high, but well, there you go. Sepadoodle on the back here of the Toro Rosso. One Toro Rosso already out of this race, the other one currently running P12. It's not the best day for them so far. And Alfie Jensen McMahon in the chat. Nice to see you. You're late a bit, yes. And you're currently joining in to watch a bit of a dominance. You might see someone crash though at turn 11 and 12 in a minute, because these two are about to go fighting. Both on fresh softs, but as we said, Toro Rosso not as fresh, but still rather fresh, but not as fresh. But yeah, Alfie, you need to get your timings done. You always keep missing these races. They're good races. You need to be watching a bit more. Oh, here we go. This, I thought it was going to go for this, Doodle, but it is fast as that number 2 down. Oh, that's going to be in the wall. I told you you'd see this, Alfie. And well, Zeppadoodle did go for it because Glover made a mistake, but it has ended in the wall again for yet another driver today. I'm starting to wonder if the safety car's even being considered to be put on for this one, because we've now seen, how many is that? 7 or 8 drivers in that wall today? Extraordinary. And now off into Narnia. Well, if they're going to beat this guy, that's what they don't need. I mean, everyone else wants to see him in the wall though at this point, don't they? And Shabs has probably put it in that wall as well. Let's find out. Safety car, maybe it's too late for that now, I don't know, but it's certainly out of the race. We're going to come up to that crash site in a second. You can see him there in the distance. And it's yet another car that parks it into that wall at turn 12. I swear that's about 8 of them now have been in that wall. It's been more of a danger today than probably for all the tiers in F1 2018 combined for round 1. It's been a really shocking corner today. But anyway, I'm seeing Jacko. I'm seeing his gap not close, and I'm thinking that he's really cost himself a potential P4. Because I mean, if he just waited a few more laps to pit, or maybe he just went onto hards originally. I just don't really know what his strategy was there, to be honest. And it most certainly hasn't worked for him. So, like I say, I think I have to take him into the Red Bull team briefing for ILR3 and tell him our strategy plans for Bahrain. Give him a bit of a helping hand. Baz, however, seems to have got it rather well done in the Red Bull. So, Red Bull and Racing Point, both of them have both of their cars in the top 6, which is pretty impressive for round 1. And it'll be 27 points being scored by Red Bull. No, that's not right. 25 being scored by Red Bull, there we go. And 33 being scored by Racing Point, I believe. So we've got, yeah, at the moment it'll be Racing Point leading the constructors from Red Bull, and probably Alpha, who are running 2nd and 7th. Then Ferrari, Haas, and Renault. Then McLaren, and then Toro also, and then everyone else. And Williams. I haven't really calculated their position now, I've just said an order of where they'll be, so they'll be right in that order though. It'll be Racing Point on top at the end of this one, so they'll be happy with that. I kind of wish somebody would put together all of the constructors from every tier and just see who's the overall constructor champion. That'd be cool to see, you know. 8 tiers overall. I mean, we'll be in the thousands of points, but I would say Red Bull's a chance. Anyway, this guy, my god, he's just dominant. And his pass is starting to catch Straw Blonde. Let me compare the last few laps. Straw Blonde. 27s and 26s. Okay. Oh! Probe is gone. And that will be... Well, you never guess where. Oh, man. How many cars is that? 9? I think there's 9 cars into that wall today. It's hard not to laugh at it, I'm sorry. Oh, man. I think someone needs to introduce a speed limit for the exit of that corner. We've got CPI Lewis in here. Hello, nice to see you, man. I hope you're not here for strategy tips. But yeah, okay, so we've seen yet another car into that wall. It's amazing. It is amazing. I've never seen anything like it before. How many cars in that wall today? And probe tyre wear. What were your tyres on? Were they close to blowing up? Or just no grip? Wow. Okay, so the tyre wear really has been a struggle for these guys today. That'll be why Probe went off. Just had no tyres. Real shame there. It looks like Max is going to try and put Zeppadoodle 2 laps down. Or is it 3 laps down? Yeah, just 2 laps down. So yeah, it must be said, a dominant, absolutely extraordinarily, ridiculously, unbelievably dominant performance today. And you know, from the whole top 3 in general, you could argue they should all be moving up a tier after this race. I mean, they've been so far ahead of the rest today. Jacko should have been in that bracket as well, but he got his strategy all wrong. But yeah, wow, it's nearly a minute to get to 5th place. That's amazing. It really is. It's a minute from 1st to 6th place. It's certainly not as close as I think we'd all like it to be, but I guess that's what happens in the bottom tier. You get some slower drivers, quicker drivers. It's probably the one where you're going to get the most variety and pace. But in the closing laps here, I should probably tell you what else we've got on this week. Obviously, we had ILR PC on Tuesday. Hope you all enjoyed that one, by the way. It was a cracker of a race, so we had plenty of viewers. It's great to see the support for PC. Sadly, Renner didn't do too well, though. I'm fully supporting them because they're ILR2 Season 5 Dream Team of Jake and Plexix, or Dylan, I don't know. But yeah, it didn't go too well for them. They both bottled it, as usual. Anyway, yeah, that's on Tuesdays. After this, we've obviously got ILR 8, 7, and 6 on right now. All at 6:30 on a Thursday, where it always is. At 8 o'clock, though, we've got ILR 4 and we've got ILR 5 live on the channel. I believe Jess is doing ILR 4 commentary, I want to say. It's either 4 or 5, but look out for her at 8. She will be in the commentary box once again for the season. And then on Friday night, I think we've got all 5 of the Xbox tiers. I don't know if they're all going on at the same time or not. I think it's 7:30 for all the tiers, but I'll try and confirm that for you for next week. It was like, well, the one thing I could never do last season, tell you when ILR Xbox was. But yeah, that's Friday night at 7:30. All the Xbox tiers on Friday at 7:30, and then of course Sunday we've got ILR 1 at 5, I believe. I think it's at 5. I always forget when ILR 1 is. And then at 7 we've got ILR2 and ILR3. Don't know about ILR Americas this season. I don't know if it's going ahead. We'll wait and see. But at the minute, I believe that would be going off at 10 PM, but it may start a few weeks into the season on a Sunday at 10 PM. But anyway, yeah, that's a rough look at the scheduling. Tom in there in the chat asking about incidents. Turn 12. That's about all you need to know. I believe that's where every single one of the drivers managed to end their race today. The only one who didn't, crash there by accident, I guess, was probably Jess, because her steering wheel decided it was going to DC. It was, as I say, the F1 2019 game version of horrible reliability. Anyway, we're on to the final lap, and well, SD Matt, there's no other way to say it. He's had an ILR7 pace style drive, absolutely wiped the floor with a field, and it's now only a few corners away from taking the very first ever ILR8 victory. And will probably be an ILR7 next week, so get used to watching him win, because it may never happen again. Anyway, he's coming up to the end now. He's lapped, I think he's lapped 3 cars. He's lapped 3 cars today. Nearly a 4th. He's absolutely dominated here. But with just 2 little corners to go, I think even if he makes a mistake now, he should be fine. And SD Max, out of the final corner, in the racing point, comes home to take the very first ILR8 victory. What a fantastic drive in the racing point. Surely a promotion is needed for next week. And Straw Blonde coming round. The motion seems to have worked out quite well for him. He's managed to come straight onto the podium. P2, I'm sure Jess is very happy about that one. She's been supporting him today. Good drive, P2. Baza takes home a podium for Red Bull. Great drive once again from him. And here comes Dexter. Jacko started to close, but his strategy at the end of the day, the 2-stop, just didn't work in the slightest, did it? Anyway, to the final corner he comes, and it will be P4 for Dexter and P5 for Jacko. And then Moras will be P6 coming through. Racing Point will take the lead in the Constructors' Championship. And I believe, Haas will get 3 points for the fastest lap. Overall, 2 for 9 and 1 for fastest lap. Sergeant Splinter, P7. Crazy Flying Rob will be coming home in P8. And he'll get to the line. Speedwood's 10th. BG Lover, Big Lover, whatever the hell you call him, he's 11th. Zeppadoodle is 12th. I was going to see actually if Tudani was going to pass for P8 because there was a penalty for Crazy Flying Rob, but they both had penalties, so they both stayed in position. And so that is it. That is the end of the very first ever ILR. Season 6 gets off to a dominant start for the Estonian of SD Matt. So he's saying something in the chat. I don't know what though. But good drive. Nice to see him up there on the podium. Good to see Straw Blonde and Baz up there as well. 2 drivers who definitely deserve it. And well, that is how we end round 1. Thank you all for tuning in. I will confirm the final order. Do you know, that's something I've never had happen to me before. I've had it when I'm solo doing nothing, but I've never had the party just die on the middle of a stream. Anyway, I'm going to confirm the order and then we'll end this. So SD Matt wins the race from Straw Blonde, Balza, Dexter, Jacko, Moras, Splinter, Crazy Flying Rob, Tudani, Speedwood, and Glover, BG Lover, I don't know. Zeppadoodle was the final finisher, and everyone who retired, all I'm pretty sure ended up in the turn 12 barrier. Probert, Shabs, Beesma, sorry got no ID. He eventually got there. He may have not actually. He spun off at turn 1. Something may have went wrong for him there. But yeah, it was like everyone just kept crashing. It was so weird. The rest of the order was Monkey Meg, who got thrown up into the air. and then Camo Babo Akio. I need to learn how to say it. Next week, gonna learn how to say the names, I promise. And then Brad and then Jess, who got disqualified for shenanigans that weren't really her fault. Really unfortunate to see the game see her wheel DC. Really something that Codemasters should try and fix. But anyway, sorry if that was a bit of shambolic extreme there. I'm not really. I don't think I'm doing the best commentary right now, but hopefully it'll improve. I'm sure soon. I think I'm just a bit rusty, but anyway. Thanks for watching the season opener. Do feel free to stay, wait a bit, and maybe get some refreshments and then come back for ILR4 and ILR5. It should be great races. And honestly, I think Jess is doing ILR4. I think so. Go and watch her commentary. And even if you aren't watching it for Jess, watch it for Paul McGuinness, because you got a bit of Paul McGuinness in your life, and he's up there trying to win an ILR4 championship. If you're looking to see me again this week, watch ILR3. And that's mean to Soup, and I don't mean to take viewers away from Soup, but I might win a race, so it's worth watching. But anyway, on a real, I've been your commentator Omar. Thanks for watching, and hope you enjoy the rest of the week. Sorry, Jess is doing ILR5. Watch them both. Watch them both simultaneously. Anyway, I've been your commentator Omar. Thanks for watching, and enjoy the rest of the races this week. We've got a lot. Season 6 is here. ILR is underway. Should be a bit hyped. Whoop, whoop, whoop. Anyway, safe